Coming up on Transition Radio, we have Heklina, the owner, operator, and founder of the Tranny Shack.
And another one of our clips from Transgender Highway and the transition video of the week.
And don't forget the parody of the week.
Of course, coming up on Transition Radio TV. Transition Radio TV, brought to you by thebestformstore.com. They have everything you could possibly need for your cross-dressing and transgender needs. Visit their website at www.thebestformstore.com and tell them Transition Radio sent you.
Ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And your hostess, Jessica Lynn Cummings.
It's the love that saves us.
Yeah.
And good evening, everyone.
Why do I feel like I'm in a bounce house right now?
Because I'm bouncing up and down.
Yeah,
But
well,
anyway,
so
let me
it.
finish saying what I was saying. Good
No.
evening and welcome to Transition Radio TV show. And my interrupted lovely little wife here that constantly
Thank you.
always has to do things like that. But thank you for joining us. And please remember you could join in the conversation by logging in or going to our website at www.transitionradio.net. Go to the TV and chat. And there will be a number up there that our beautiful producer will put up for you if you wanted to call in, ask a question, say a comment, anything you want. This is your show. Let your voice be heard. And we are live from Silver City, New Mexico, by the way.
No, really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
Anyway, tonight we have Heklina, who gained fame as the creator, promoter, and hostess of the legendary Tranny Shack. In addition to hosting numerous fundraisers, among others, Pause, Project Open Hand, AIDS Housing Alliance, just to name a few. She has been seen on the E! Entertainment Network, NBC's Trauma, The Show, VH1, that's a tongue twister, The Show, VH1, Playing It Straight, Comedy Central, The Daily Show, BBC Television, Around the World in 80 Raves, The Sisters, Filthy Gorgeous Video, and was a guest on the Jerry Springer and Ricky Lake Show.
She recently, in 2011, introduced Britney Spears for Good Morning America. Her film credits include the festival favorites Baby Jane and All About Evil. Theater credits include a starring role in the 2006 theater Rhino production, Trog. Producer and featured actor in the role of Dorothy, let's see if I can pronounce this, Zbornak.
There you go.
In the popular San Francisco Golden Girls plays, and producer and featured actor in Velvet Rage Productions' Sex and the City Live, Roseanne, Friends Live.
She was voted Community Grand Marshal of the 2004 San Francisco GLBTQ Pride Parade and was the subject of 2 documentaries in the 2005 Frameline San Francisco Gay and Lesbian Film, the festival. In 2009, she won the Pride Creativity Award for Outstanding Artistic Contribution to the LGBT community.
Tranny Shack. Now, having moved to the much larger DNA Lounge, the shows have become even more elaborate and spectacular, defying all expectations. Tranny Shack incorporates everything from lowbrow trash to highbrow performance art and has become famous or infamous worldwide as the quintessential San Francisco experience.
But there is a dilemma. The word that has created such controversy with some members of the community is a popular brand.
Our next guest is the hostess, producer, and creator of San Francisco's annual pageant, and we're not talking your average pageant here.
No.
It's Miss Tranny Shack, the Miss Tranny Shack pageant 2006, and joining us now is the Mistress of Ceremonies, Heklina. Heklina, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
And you've got great hair, woman.
Well, thank you. It's, put it up a little bit for you.
It's looking good.
Thank you so
Looking
much.
good.
So you're the MC for this big pageant this weekend.
Yes.
And how many contestants are there?
Well, we have 6 contestants this year, and they're all from the tranny. The only criteria to perform or to be a contestant is you have to be a Tranny Shack performer. You have to have performed at Tranny Shack in the year of the pageant.
Oh, okay.
But we have a lot of also special guests coming too. We have Parker Posey coming.
She's a judge, right?
She is going
Or-
to come just to make an appearance.
Oh, wow.
And we have Lady Miss Kier. You might remember Delight.
Uh-huh.
Rivers in the
Yeah,
Heart. She's going to
yeah.
be a judge. Lady Bunny, whose hair is even bigger than mine.
No, that can't be
She's
true.
going to be a judge, and we have a lot of local San Francisco celebs like Lulu and Renteca, one of the performers from
Right.
Tranny Shack, and we have Alexis Arquette. He is he was on The Surreal Life, and he is from the Arquette family. He's the brother or sister, should I say, of Rosanna, Patricia,
yeah.
David. And, yeah.
So you said the only criteria is they had to be in Tranny Shack, and for all these people who don't know, it's the longest running show in San Francisco,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Drag queen
since
show.
Pinocchio's closed down, I'm so sad Pinocchio's closed down. And, oh, look, there's footage.
There you go. We
Yeah.
got footage. Yeah.
This is
that
the
is
pageant
just-
a couple years ago.
Yeah, no, this was one of the biggest controversies in Tranny Shack history. This was the first time a genetic female won the title of Miss Tranny Shack. Oh, that's the very, very first Miss Tranny Shack back in 1996.
Wow, so this was the pageant,
This was
or just one of the shows.
this was her winning number for the pageant back in '96. Yes.
So what do you have to do? Is it based on looks or talent or costumes or entertainment?
It's mostly based, because Tranny Shack is first and foremost a performance drag venue, so it's
Right.
mostly based on what you do when you're on stage for your talent segment.
Gotcha. So it's about talent, not about beauty necessarily. It's expanding to other places, right?
Right.
London, New York.
Well, New York is kind of a different story because somebody licensed the name from me for New York, and our license ran out with them, and we could not reach an agreement. So I had to
Nick's New York.
sue them. No, but I'm on good terms with. I'm doing shows in London, and I just did a show in Seattle, which was
Right.
very successful, and I'm doing shows a couple times a year in Los Angeles.
Los
so
Angeles.
I'm having a lot of fun traveling with it.
Right. So this pageant is once a year, but at the Stud, that I know that famous
Stud
bar
Bar.
right in Soma, you guys have these performances every week, right?
We do the show, and now this goes to show how I had no idea about running a club when I started Tranny Shack. It's at midnight on a Tuesday. So you have to really, really want to go out to see the shows. But for some
Now, please welcome to our show the amazingly talented Heklina.
Oh, wow,
Hi,
you're so
Heklina.
sweet. Hi.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so glad that you're able to join us. We tried to have you a few weeks ago, and we had some technical difficulty, but everything is a-okay now, and we're happy to have you here.
Not testicle difficulties.
I was just gonna say that. You took
I
the words
beat
out
you
of my
to
mouth,
it.
you bitch.
I'm blacking those, but that's all right.
Okay.
That's okay. They're like my breast silicone.
Yeah.
Nah, not silicone yet.
Yes.
Anyway. Oh shit, my top's crooked. Shut up.
Anyway, it's amazing the history that Tranny Shack has, and it's been around for 20 years or so. Let me ask you, what sparked the idea? I mean, it was just like one of those aha moments, and how did it all get started?
It was just one of those things that popped up. It was the mid '90s. There had been a lot of sadness. A lot of the people that influenced me when I first moved to San Francisco had passed away. I started the show in '96, and all of a sudden felt like a celebration. People weren't dying anymore. I don't know. It just seemed to come around at a perfect time. A lot of the people that influenced me that had non-traditional drag venues, like I said, had passed away. So there was a real need for that, and that it also coincided with a real renaissance of kind of cutting-edge performers needing that kind of venue to perform in. So it was kind of the perfect storm for what happened, and it became a meeting place for everybody. Gay men, gay women, trans men and women, straight people, drag kings, drag queen. All that stuff. Just kind of so it was kind of the perfect venue.
So it was when people weren't so much offended about things. It was like the word was embrace. It gave us power. It was something that was loving and embraced.
Well,
So
it
the
just
word
seemed
fit
it was a
perfectly.
term. It was a different term. When we said we actually used the word tranny as a term for getting in drag. We said, are you getting into tranny tonight? And so the name to me, Tranny Shack, seemed more subversive and cool than calling it Drag Shack. You know what I mean? And it was also pre-internet, so you didn't have, like if there was a problem about something, you had a community forum somewhere about it. It wasn't all these keyboard warriors going on and chiming in about something, which is kind of the problem these days.
That's exactly right, and
Yeah.
that's the problem. I think there's a lot of keyboard courageous commandos out there
Yeah.
that think that
Hmm.
okay, but I
Hmm.
think there's more to it and more behind the whole abolish the tranny word, which I think is utterly absurd because the definition of the word tranny is basically transgender. It's short for transgender. But I think the problem is that most trans girls don't like the fact that it incorporates them with transvestite, and that's the key. And I think that's the whole issue with everything. It's not about all the BS that goes around about this, that, the other. I think it's more so about the
Hmm.
fact being associated with the transvestite versus being a real woman. And
Right,
I think
right.
it's bullshit, but that's just my opinion.
I think
Give
it's
us your.
bullshit too, but the problem that I have is I'm not a trans person. I'm not a trans man or a trans woman. I'm a drag queen, and when I take all that, I put that stuff on just to entertain people. So I mean, I can't really claim the word tranny in the meaning that it's taken on for a lot of people. And I think from a purely business standpoint, Tranny Shack's going to be 20 years old in 2016, and I was already thinking about giving it a big send off and a big farewell, you know. So I'm not that upset about the uproar about changing the name or rebranding it. I think Tranny Shack can be something that I look back on fondly as this amazing, groundbreaking club that affected so many people. But maybe times are changing. I don't want to be in the business of defending the name of my club wherever I go. I've been doing it for too long. I can't be bothered. And it's kind of like if there's all these keyboard warriors out there who want to attack it, it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say it's that I don't want to stick to my guns. It's this that I don't really want to be involved in the whole debate. Do you know what I mean?
Right, I do
Right.
understand that, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time, we can't let these keyboard warriors win because it's like a,
Hmm.
a kid that's having a temper tantrum and he gets
Hmm.
away with it. So he goes,
Exactly.
"Ah,
Right,
I
right.
got away with it, so I'm going to continue to have this temper tantrum." And that's what they've been doing
You
recently.
know,
Hmm.
It's like, okay, I'm going to talk bad about RuPaul, and we're going to try to get him fired, or was it Jenny
Hmm.
McCartney and The
Jenny
View,
McCarthy,
and
yeah.
and everybody that just doesn't share their views, they
Right,
want
right.
to
Yeah.
badger her. And we can't let them do that because they're just a bunch of spoiled kids, like you said,
Hmm.
keyboard
Hmm.
warriors, and
Hmm.
they need to
Right,
be
right.
like, you know,
Well, I have to
Yeah.
say that drag culture has been around way longer than
yes.
all these sudden outbursts and outcoming of transgender women
Hmm.
and men.
Hmm.
The drag culture has been around for decades upon decades upon decades, and it's going to be around a lot longer than a lot of the ones that want to transition and go stealth and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And the society as a whole has learned a lot from drag culture, which has made it
Hmm.
easier for us to transition in a lot of ways. So it has helped. And see, this is the thing that people are not looking as a positive in everything. That drag culture is a big part of what we go through as transgender people, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't make a difference.
It's true, and you know what I found very disturbing in a lot of this dialogue. Of course, you know when the whole tranny uproar started, tranny gate, as I call it, a couple maybe last month. I was embroiled in the whole thing, and before I shut off all my notifications on social media because I didn't want to read all that crap, I was disturbed by a lot of the anti-drag comments that a lot of the trans people were making, and anti-gay male, anti-drag, and it's kind of like that's really kind of the agenda is there's kind of an anti-drag and also a kind of like who has faced more hardships, like you know what I mean, it's kind of like the wheel of oppression, who has had more oppression, and I get kind of exhausted when it's like I've been oppressed more than you've been oppressed, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I do think drag is important, but I also think gender is important, and gender is very fluid. You know, things are changing all the time.
Exactly.
I
And
agree.
and they can't speak for all of us because under the
Exactly.
transgender umbrella, drag queens, gender queer, it's a wide spectrum. And what's
Right.
happening is that they're trying to identify or they're trying to say this is what this means, and it does not, and we can't allow them to do that.
Yeah.
And trust me, we've gotten a lot of hate because we don't agree with them. We don't agree
And
with
I
Right.
their,
refuse to
and I refuse
because,
to.
I mean, drag culture is a place where all of us at one time have felt we fit
Definitely,
in, whether we
definitely.
decide to transition or not. Look at Carmen Carrera. Perfect example. She started out as a drag performer, and, she ended up taking that plunge into moving forward and becoming a transgender female. But you can't leave behind the whole situation. I mean, all of us that transition, unless we transition from a young age at 5, 6 years old, and our parents let us do so, which wasn't the case 20 years ago,
Not
30
at
years
all.
ago, 40 years ago. It's not going to happen. But,
Right.
nowadays, parents are catching on to this, so their kids are transitioning younger, which is fine.
Right.
But, we all started out living as another gender. We transitioned into a different gender role. So we
Hmm.
started out as cross-dressers, transvestites, drag
Drag
queens,
queens, drag kings.
drag
Right.
kings,
Right.
the whole 9 yards, and the spectrum is totally covered under that umbrella. And,
Hmm.
this is a big problem for me because I
Hmm.
used to be a cross-dresser. I mean, I didn't know. I always felt like a little girl growing up, but, I lived my life as a man. And
Right.
it wasn't until I was in midlife that I decided to make this change. And,
Hmm.
but it still can't erase the past that I was a crossdresser,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know?
It's kind of interesting because one of the people who was most vocal about the whole tranny stuff and who was getting like I met her when I was in Seattle this past weekend, and she said she started off her journey as a drag queen performing in bars, like as a. So I thought that was very interesting. And then and also people have been very the like all the trans people I met. I went to a trans rally in Seattle, and they all said, you know, we know you aren't the enemy, and we know that that it's coming from a good place. So I thought it was so weird that I got all this kind of really hostile messages, like almost identifying me as uh, the enemy, and then now they're realizing I'm not the enemy. And so it's I think there's a lot of disorganization with getting the message across. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
It's a
just a
lot of
lot
back
of
and forth.
angry people that are
Yeah.
getting on that keyboard, and they don't speak for us all, but they're so loud that people think, oh, this is what they want, and it's not. And people need to
Right.
know that they don't speak for all of us.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, but the people that do speak, they're just incredibly loud.
Yes, they are.
So,
Exactly. And I
uh,
think the way that everything is going, that everybody's going about it the wrong way. I mean, I think that the way that it started out with the whole transgender movement, with the documentaries of the heartfelt stories of what we went through as transgender individuals, was actually bringing more positive results for society to accept us. Now, how many people are out there going to hire a trans woman Okay, they're gonna sit there and say all that. I'm afraid that they're gonna want to sue me for discrimination,
or whatever, become
or something like
disgruntled.
that, or become disgruntled, and all of a sudden say that we fired this person because they were sitting in the corners, eating lunch all day, but they weren't doing their job. Now they're gonna come back with an attorney saying that we discriminated against them because they are transgender. It's a big negative and a big problem.
Well, the whole thing too is that nothing was getting resolved, and the whole internet uproar. Nothing was being resolved on either side. So it's kind of like, but I've thought about it a lot, and I've thought that yeah, there are some people ultimately who, no matter what you do, they're not going to be happy. So people weren't happy. Like in the Seattle show was a perfect example. So they weren't happy when we called it Tranny Shack, and they weren't happy when we called it T Shack. So there's going to be people that are always going to be looking for things to nitpick, and I'm not just saying trans people. You know what I mean? There's always going to be those kind of people. So I don't know. I mean, but again, my position is I'm not a trans man or a trans woman, and I don't feel like it's almost like if somebody calls you racist and you go around saying, "Please believe me, I'm not racist." People are going to believe whatever they want to believe.
Exactly.
And because I'm not a black person, I can't say, "Please believe me, I'm not racist," because they're going to look for ways to say that you're racist. And the same thing is, if I say I'm not transphobic, they're going to look for ways to say that you're transphobic.
Right.
So you can't
And
really win.
in
Yeah.
reality, they're the transphobic.
Exactly.
Right.
They're the
Right.
ones
Exactly.
because they're the ones that don't want to be associated with.
Well, I'm sorry, but drag culture falls under the trans umbrella, period.
Yep.
And if drag queens want to use the word tranny, I don't see an issue with that. And I don't see an issue with the word period. I'm a fucking tranny, pardon
Right.
my
Right.
French. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I was
I
once a.
uh I couldn't agree more with both of you. I think the whole thing is ridiculous. I think the word tranny is perfectly fine. Unfortunately, as somebody who is trying to promote their shows, it is now and a big issue. I just like I said, I want to promote my shows. I don't want to offend people if it's you know what I mean. So there's a little bit of like also from a purely business angle, I'm opening up my own venue at the beginning of the new year, and I definitely don't want to be involved in any controversy if I'm trying to open my new venue and include everybody. So if there are people now who feel excluded because of a word, I feel like Tranny Shack ultimately is so much more than the name of the club. It's the people that perform there. It's the spirit of the people that come there. So there are a lot of trans people who have no problem with the word, and there are people that have a problem. There are people that do have a problem with the word. Do I want to be involved in that discussion? Not so much. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
It's like
exactly.
because it's not going to resolve itself. And I think it is a tempest in a teapot. It's going to be. I think in a couple years it'll be like the words fag and dyke, where they'll have taken the power out of those words. But right now, they are so charged. You know what I mean?
You could own it and make that word your own and not let it get to you, or you could make it a weapon for other people to use it against you. And one of their
Exactly.
biggest thing is that they say, well, that's the last word a trans woman hears before she gets killed. And I'm like, okay, are you not clairvoyant? You know what the dead are saying. It's crazy.
Well, I'm sorry. When a man kills a woman, when a man bludgeons a woman to death and calls her a fucking whore, the word fucking whore is still very much used throughout every means of society. So, how can you take away from so much? I mean, we're talking 30, 40 years back that this has been a word that has been in play for many, many years.
And it means it's dear to a lot of people. You can't just
Exactly.
eliminate it.
Right,
Exactly.
right. I think people, a lot of people are very afraid of change. Like a lot of people are horrified that I'm going to change the name Tranny Shack. But like I said, for me personally, I was already thinking about giving it a big send off for the 20-year anniversary. So, uh, but I think as far as like the people that say yeah, tranny is the last word somebody hears. Well, what about the word fag? Like that's the last thing a lot of gay men have probably heard right before they get bashed. You know what I mean? And I think that I'm really of the opinion, and always have been, that a word can't hurt me, the word fag, the word tranny, the word whatever, unless there's a hateful intent behind the word. But I think
Exactly.
there's so
And for
many
that
There's
word
always
matter,
going
choices
to be
now.
people out there that are going to use the word in a hateful with
right.
hateful intent, no
But
matter what.
Right.
for that matter, I could sit there and kill somebody and say teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy bear, and that's all of a sudden teddy bear become
Let's abolish
a
teddy
teddy
bear.
bear. You know, it's
I
like
know, I know.
So
It's a dangerous road we're going down. It definitely is.
yeah,
it is. It's going to bring a lot more hate towards the community,
Hmm.
period.
yeah,
And it's also relinquishing allies that decades of other advocates have worked so hard to bring in, and people that are finally realizing, hey, we're people too. Now they're looking at us like, what the hell happened?
I
Now they're a
know,
bunch of idiots.
yeah.
But what do you think of the new twists of event and the sensitivity regarding the word tranny as of lately?
The word what?
We pretty much covered it, but,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I guess we could probably move on to the next question. So you shoot with the next one.
yeah. Well, basically, like to reward that question in a different manner, it's did it catch you by surprise when all of a sudden, I mean, you had this business and you've
Became
been
an
using this
issue.
word, and all of a sudden now it's like, wait, what? Did I go in another dimension or something? Did it kind of catch you by surprise?
No, it didn't
When
catch me. It didn't really catch me by surprise. It's something that I've been thinking about, and people think that the whole Seattle thing is what kind of caused this whole decision of mine. But I've been thinking about it for the past year because people do contact me on Facebook or on the street or in email to ask me my opinion of the word tranny. And so I've been talking to people in my inner circle for a long time now about the need to change. And like I said, I've, on a very personal level, thought maybe I don't have much more to say under the banner of Tranny Shack. Maybe it is time to give this legendary thing a big farewell at 20 years, and that was my intention, to do that. So, you know, we're only a year away from being 20 years old, so it's not something I think people are the people that Tranny Check means a lot to are more upset about it than I am. Like I've often thought, how much longer can I say anything under the guise of Tranny Check? Maybe I want to promote myself and get out from under that umbrella. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Right.
yeah,
But how much of a detrimental move do you think that would be to change the name after it's been out there for so long? And I mean, nationwide, worldwide, people know
well, yeah,
Tranny Shack as an iconic club in San Francisco.
I think I'm going to be more involved in branding my new venue that I'm buying. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to start a new weekly show. I'm going to have a new venue, and really I want to promote Heklina more than I want to promote Tranny Shack. Like everything I do, TrannyShack.com. Every marketing material I do is Tranny Shack. I people know Tranny Shack, but they don't really know Heklina, and I kind of want to promote myself more in a way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And as I move into middle age and becoming an elder statesman in the drag community, I think that I want, like, this venue is it's my dream to have my own, not to use a really tacky term, but my own little bird cage where I can step
Right.
out and do my shows and have my own home base, my own mothership.
Right.
You
So that's kind of where I'm
essentially you
at.
want to brand yourself. You want to brand Heklina,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
right, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know I
Um,
asked you this earlier, or kind of in a sense, the word tranny to you, what does it mean for
to
you
me,
personally?
it means to me it because that's the background I came from. To me, it means dressing up, and it means I guess when I really think of the word tranny, I think of me back when I lived in the Tenderloin, and I would come home from Tranny Shack, and I would take the stroll around, to see what kind of action I could get, and I would suck dick and drag, or what. It has this kind of like glamour, sleazy glamour to me. The word tranny that I kind of love and I embrace. You know what I mean? And it is funny how it is an umbrella for everything. I had a family member call me recently and asked me how my operation went, and I said, "What are you talking about?" And I think people think because you get in drag that you're transgender, and then my aunt called me. She's like, should I call you my niece now? Did you get your operation?" And I was like, "What?" I put this stuff on to hopefully entertain people. That to me, but like you said, tranny can mean a lot. It can mean it can mean transgender. It can mean transvestite, crossdresser, drag queen. It is a big umbrella term. So I think now we're
It's
getting in the. I think the gay community for years we were fighting to not die of AIDS, and then we were fighting to join the military. We were fighting to get married.
Right.
Now there's nothing really to fight for, so now we're fighting over words.
Yeah, and it's kind of
So
childish to me,
yeah,
really,
it is.
Exactly.
because words have different meanings to different people. If you take the Bible, which is supposed to be the Word of God, how many religions are there? And there is one God, supposedly. So,
Mhm.
what we as humans need to do is respect each other's views, beliefs, and interpretation of a word. So, if somebody's offended by the word tranny, don't answer to the word tranny, but don't try to
Right,
badger
exactly.
other people that want to use the word. And that's
Exactly.
called
Exactly.
respect. That's called living in a
Hmm.
world that has room for everybody's views and opinions.
Case in
Right.
point, nobody in the trans community liked the word transsexual back in the Harry Benjamin days. Now
Hmm.
that's all the HBSers claim that they are as transsexual because they're trying
Right.
to
Right.
separate
Exactly.
themselves from
Hmm.
transgender people. And, I mean, now transsexual is okay. So
Right.
what? We got to
Right.
wait another 10 years for tranny to be okay?
Well, yeah, and like I said, maybe in 10 or 20 years, tranny will be okay. Just like the word fag, I couldn't imagine doing a nightclub called Fag Shack back in the '80s, and now nobody has a problem with it. But I have a problem, you guys, because I thought the interview was only going to be 30 minutes, and I have people coming over now for a rehearsal.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
is there anything we've not covered?
Yeah.
Oh
Let's see here.
no. Because last
Let
time
me.
we talked, you guys said it would be 30 minutes.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
roughly
an
for the
hour.
interview portion, it's like 30 to 40
45.
minutes,
Yes.
roughly.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. What we'll do is we'll get through some of the questions and then we'll play that video towards the end.
Okay.
So did you want to ask this?
Yeah, what is your customer base at Tranny Shack? Is it more transgender individuals, or is it a mixture of genetic straight females, males, gay males?
Well, back
Uh
when
s-
Tranny Shack first started in the mid '90s, it was a lot more underground, and I'd say it was a lot of trans people, a lot of drag kings, a lot of cross dressers, and a lot of gay men. And then over the years, it's become more people are coming. The people, everybody dressed up in the beginning, and now everybody's coming to be a spectator. So it's almost like the name Tranny Shack doesn't even fit anymore because it's no longer in a shack, which was the stud bar. It's now these big shows in these big venues. So now it is mostly straight people, gay people. It's mostly gay men. I'd say about 60% gay men, 30% straight people, 5% cross dressers. You know what I mean? It's become much more mainstream. Okay, I got to let these people into my apartment now for this
right.
All
rehearsal.
right, well, we want to thank
Uh,
No
you,
problem,
and we're gonna
Heklina.
go ahead
Thank
and
you.
just play the Tranny Shack Madonna 2012 Heklina. We want to thank you for being on our show and
Yes.
I'm
for being
I'm uh, I'm I'm so sorry. We always seem either rushed or we have technical difficulties. I thought, you know what I mean. But thank you for calling.
It's okay, you're
thank
a
you.
busy girl. What can you
Yeah,
do?
exactly, and great.
I know.
Much luck in the future with your plans, and
Yes.
thank you for being you.
And keep in touch with
Thank you.
us.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now we're going to go ahead and play a video from the Madonna 2012 Heklina performing.
Things haven't been the same since you came into my life. You found a way to touch my soul, and I'm never, ever, ever gonna let it go. Happiness lies in your own hand. It took me much
It's amazing, though, that the new movement is actually bullying people. They've been bullied throughout the years. Now they're turning around and taking that rage, that anger, that fear, and pushing it upon other people. Where instead of having compassion, understanding, being open, not carrying your feelings on your sleeve, and learning that life is not all about you. That.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. A tranny. Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's like, but
Guess
anyway.
who's gonna be using their hand for a few weeks?
I don't care. Anyway, it's immaturity from a lot of these individuals that are just, recently on hormones and they're going through their terrible twos. And they think life revolves all around them. And then I realize that people have life, that there's been a life before them, that there is more to life than worry about what other people think about you, what other people call you. Live your life. You're not living your life if you're worrying too much about what other people are calling you or saying about you. Exactly. And you'll learn that eventually, hopefully.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah,
one day maybe.
But it's I understand what Heklina, she's moving on, and she doesn't want, or he doesn't want, this whole negative look upon him, because that's what's happening. It's like they're bullying him, they're calling him all sorts of stuff online, and some people don't want to deal with that. We take it, and it's like I couldn't care less, because I'm going to be me, and if you don't like me for what I say,
less too, because half of them go to work as Bob anyway, and then they claim they were never a boy. Yeah. But hey, that's the way the new movement is.
Yeah,
so
it's a shame, because it's going to backfire. Mark my words. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break to announce our other wonderful sponsor, Dr. Ocean, and your part to read what you have to say.
We will be right back with a clip from Transgender Highway
and the transition video of the week. Stay tuned.
Excuse me, I had a brain fart. Sorry. Cool. Yeah. I was deep in thought.
Dr. Vartan Madirosyan is a facial feminization surgeon in Jupiter, Florida. He did a fellowship in facial plastic and reconstructive surgery with one of the fathers of facial feminization surgery. He has also completed an extensive training in FFS for the past 6 years, working in close contact with his mentor. Dr. Madirosyan performs surgeries in his office in a fully licensed operating room or in the local hospital with highly trained and reliable staff. Give him a call today at 561-624-0900. That's 561-624-0900. Dr. Madirosyan is highly qualified and understands our needs.
Finding out you're HIV positive can be scary. Was for me. I was terrified. But then I realized that it's not the end for me, and it certainly isn't for you. My name is Robbie Aldred, and watch my show Positive Outlook, where we learn why it's no longer called surviving with HIV, but thriving with HIV.
Gay Life Television is quality broadcasting for the LGBTQ community. With such hosts as David Teen, Davio Flavio, Joe Cranach, and David Stan, we bring you a variety of different live shows each and every week. Find us at gaylifetelevision.com, on your Roku box, or on the Nerox app on your smartphone.
And we're back. We're back. Please support our sponsors or advertiser. Visit our website at www.transitionradio.net. We do this for you out of our kindness of our heart and sharing great interviews. Our sponsors help us, so please help them, help us. Also, if you like our music, go into the little area there where Transcend, which is Jess and I, and download some of our music. Anyway, we are not as different as we think we are. When we put our hearts together, there is so much we can do as a family.
During our journey, we have come across some amazingly accepting members of the LGBT. Here are several clips from the gathering during Women's Weekend at Roy's Hideaway in Georgia.
Yes.
Collins, Georgia.
Collins, Georgia, exactly. Here we have Girls' Weekend. Women's Weekend. And so now we got a nice mixture of the LGBT. There's fire.
The whole LGBT is here.
The whole LGBT, yeah, because we are the T.
We are the T.
Yeah, we are the T. And we got lesbians, and we got gay guys, all together, all happy, living, having fun, living in harmony. You know, it's kind of dark, can't really show you guys a lot, but here we go. Let's make a quick video here.
I don't know if the backlight from the fire is gonna.
No, I don't think. Oh, but that fire is burning like big time.
It's burning my back.
Yeah, it's burning. Luckily, I don't have any hair. I'm worried about you though. Anyway, guys,
it's okay. If it starts smelling like burning hair, it's probably me.
Even though there's a lot of bickering out in the community, and you guys gotta chill out. It's not worth it. Here we are, living our lives in love, enjoying life to the fullest, mingling with everyone in the LGBT community, because that's what it's all about. We're one big happy family, and gotta learn to get along. That's the only way.
Amen.
All right, guys, we love you.
But remember to always love yourselves too. Good night.
Okay, I was fucking trashed.
Yeah, it's like, but it's true though. I mean, it's like every member. I think we're the only T in the LGBT, but there was gay men, there were lesbians. They were all very loving towards us, very understanding. No discrimination, no nothing. It's a beautiful thing, and that's what it should be. That's what the color of the rainbow represents. Anyway, that evening we performed for the wonderful ladies. There was.
The audio from the camera kind of sucks, so deal with it.
It's a live performance. Live performances aren't
whatever.
That great, but we love to perform and we enjoy performing for the ladies.
This next song is called No Regrets. Also an original. Another day, but all we have is now, and that's okay. in my eye, your life's worth living. Don't throw it all away. I no regrets. For today, live in the now and walk away, my friends, where the baby smiles. Beat your own drums, be yourselves. No need to worry about nobody else. It's their own thoughts. They don't belong to you. There's no potential that gives you. It's now or never. Take your time. Enjoy the moment. And bring your mind. Your life's worth living. Don't throw it all away. I no regrets. For today, no complaints. Live in the now and walk away, my friends, with a great smile. Na, 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 no regrets.
That's so much fun. I really enjoy
I think
it.
I spent more time ripped and trashed when we were there in Georgia than I did anywhere else.
We had a great time. It was an
Yeah, we did.
amazing Roy's Hideaway. Amazing
They have a
campground.
lot of awesome events. They have
And
a
the
lot
people
of
that
things.
are there are just
It was
wonderful.
awesome.
And Roy is an amazing individual. Anyway, for
Absolutely.
our transition video of the week. Newsflash. There is a craze taking over the world today. People are swapping who they used to be, feeling in touch with their inner chi. Many confused with what is going on with the labels and gender spectrum and feel they don't belong.
Is it just to want to change what God created in any way? That is only up to you to say. It is your life and world either way. You have to face you at the end of every day. And now for the transition video of the week with James Bryhouse.
Always messes up my beautiful poetry.
Yeah, poetry.
Tend the cabins and grounds and do little errands for my mother. The ones she allows I might be capable of doing.
And you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Described as a guy who thinks he's flying is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. Oh no, I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give you mine, and no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time. I don't want no scrub. The scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Try to holler at me. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Try to holler at me. Try to holler at me. Who knew
the scrub's checking me and his game is kinda weak. And I know that he cannot approach me, cause I'm looking like glass and he's looking like trash. Can't get with no deadbeat ass, so
No, I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give you mine, and no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time. If you don't have a car and you're walking, if you live at home with your mama,
We're all in our private traps,
if you have a shorty but you don't show love,
clamped in them, and none of us can ever get out.
I wanna get believe with no money, oh no, I don't
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should. You should mind it.
Oh, I do, but I say I don't.
No, I don't want no squad. A squad is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't want no squad. A squad is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Try to holler at me. Try to holler at me.
Guys, remember to send us your video to transitionradioshow@gmail.com so you can
Not
show,
just your video, your transition video.
Well, what did we just finish? God, trans women are so
You know what?
difficult. God. Anyway,
You're
please
number
do.
one.
Yes, and I don't care. Remember to send us your video to transitionradioshow@gmail.com. We want to thank Heklina for being part of the show. Next week, we've got a special treat for you. Willem Belly. He's been on Nip Talk.
One of my favorite shows.
Various videos, and I mean, the list is a mile long.
Very creative. She writes her own parodies.
Yes,
and
extremely beautiful, and
awesome.
she'll be on our show next week. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank our advertisers. Please support them by going to our website. Click. Boom, boom.
We want to thank our producer, Joe.
Yeah, of course. A beautiful producer show.
And Gay Life Television.
We had our show yesterday, Joe, which I enjoyed very much, being a co-host for a show, subbing in. That was fun.
I enjoyed having you as well. Yeah, thank you for joining me.
Anytime. You know me. Team player. Love you.
I love you
Anything for
too.
Joe.
Yes.
And I guess that's it. We're going to thank you, the viewers, our supporters.
Thank you, the viewers.
Of course,
Thank you.
without you.
All our guests.
All our guests.
That we've had.
Yes. We're gonna
I
end.
feel like a news lady. What the? What is it?
She just
I gotta
almost
stop
hit
that.
me. I mean, it's like
Oh,
she's
sorry.
batting of 25 today. You know. Anyway,
Listen,
ending with our parody. You can't laugh
Parody
at
of the week.
life.
Which is appropriately called Trannylicious. A Friggy parody.
Okay.
Good
We
night.
love you guys, but remember to always love yourselves
too. Good night.
I am slightly loco. You want my candy, makes you randy. Who else can you go to? I am easy, I am sleazy. When you look, you get real queasy. But you know you wanna taste it, so you might as well just face it. Trannylicious. Yes, I am promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, take a bite. I am delicious and pernicious. I pack a loaded Glock, and boys be running at a trot before I can take a shot. Trannylicious. It's not hot, Trannylicious. I keep a gun in my sock, Trannylicious. You see me working my block, I'm Trannylicious. admission, I am slightly crazy. But that don't matter to my tricks because I am so tasty. I'm a T to the R plus a N and N-I-E. And ain't no other tranny put it down like me. I'm tranny-licious. My body is pernicious. I be up in the gym so I can get malicious. They're my witness. I pack a loaded Glock and boys be running at a trot before I can take a shot. Tranny-licious. It's not hot, tranny-licious. I keep a gun in my sock, tranny-licious. You see me working the block, I'm tranny-licious. Hold up, check it out. Tranny, 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 yes I am a he, she. Honey, get some dollars so that you can pay my fee. Oh, I'm crazy, crazy, oh, so crazy, crazy. Yeah, so crazy, baby, ooh, so crazy, baby. C to the R to the A-N-Z-N-Y, she's crazy. C to the R to the A-N-Z-N-Y, she's crazy. C to the R to the A-N-Z-N-Y, she's crazy. C to the A to the to hit it, tranny. Every time I work the streets, I get coins from my feet. Spread them good between the sheets and dolphin in an alley. And in case you haven't heard, although that has not occurred, you need to get with the plan. I used to be a man. Now that you have faced it, it's time for you to taste it. Yes, I am for sale, and I can be treated like clientele, cause I am tranny-licious. Yes, I am promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, take a bite, I am delicious and pernicious. I pack a loaded Glock, and boys be running at a trot before I can take a shot. Shot, tranny-licious.